Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News, and this is the Weather and Lifestyle News Show. And welcome, and we're glad you're watching, and I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I know it was raining here, and I enjoyed every bit of the rain, but they're saying the freeze is moving in tonight towards Arkansas. So, for those in those areas that are freezing, please bring your plants in, cover them up, or make sure that you're not going to lose your plants or vegetables. Um, so we have, there you go, right there. We got some weather coming in on the Pacific. And I think this is due to a little bit of ash coming out of some of the volcanoes, especially the one I think it's called Katmal, over in the Aleutian Islands in Alaska. I'll show you some of these volcanoes today. So I'm going to get on with the weather lady, and then we're going to take a look at the freeze report. And then, of course, there's a pan solo baker that's going to do what she calls a pan solo. So here we go. We're going to get on with this. And
Happy Monday. Here's a look at your national forecast. And starting with the Northeast, well, you're going to have a chilly rain in the forecast today, courtesy of a front. So temperatures only making it into the low 60s, and those showers will stick around throughout the day. Now, through the Midwest, here comes that cold air. Temperatures are going to be running below average in the 40s and 30s for your daytime high. Now, down to the south, we're still dealing with a few rain showers, mainly along the Gulf, but watch out. Changes are in the forecast for you. And out to the west, well, pleasant conditions. Temperatures very mild with 70s along the coast. We'll have low to mid 80s inland. Now, on Tuesday, temperatures warm up just a little bit. So Phoenix will make it to about 87 degrees for your high on Tuesday. Now, down to the south, take a look at that. The cold air moves in, and we'll see daytime highs drop into the 50s. Up to the north, that cold sticks around for you. Marquette, Michigan, you could be looking at some more snow in the forecast. And for the Northeast, well, the rain is going to stick around, especially along the coast.
you, there we go with Susan. I almost said good morning. Good evening, Susan. Yeah, I tried covering mine, and I have got what it is called a trumpet tree. And every time I've tried to cover it, I killed it. It freezes and I kill it. But it comes back in the spring and I water it and baby it all summer long, but it's getting kind of scraggly. So I'm just going to bring it in this year and bring all my plants in. I got a place uh, all set up for it for the winter time. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring my plant in and just water as much as possible. I don't. Do you know what a trumpet tree is, Susan? It's um, it's a tree, and it's very leafy, and the more you water it, the better it does. And it puts out beautiful flowers about that big that look like trumpets. So I bring all mine in, and I'm thinking of even starting some seeds um, over the winter time and putting them under like a heat lamp and sprouting them so I can figure out what to do with them this spring. Whether I'm gonna put them out on the patio or if I'm gonna do the square foot garden thing. I don't know if you've ever heard of square foot gardening, but it's all in little foot squares, and you plant all your sprouts in them, and they do very well, and you don't have to move very far. So, um, let me get over here to this. Here's the freeze here. This is what everybody's looking at. Now, we're supposed to get down to 32 tonight. So that's why I'm definitely bringing mine in. And I tried to catch everybody before they all flew out the door. I think they knew. Uh, is it kids and others that, when they know things have got to go out, like the garbage or they got to water or, hey, bring this in, or uh, they all just seem to flee all at once. They're like gone. And then you go, oh, yeah. And then that's it. That's it. Um, Yesterday, I put the jokes out on the pages. The majority of them are on Hellions, Holes, and Poles. I should have put down there. There's not very many that I put on the news page. I only put just a couple. But if you like them and you want to read more of them, that I put about 10, 15 of them out on the joke page. That's Hellions, Holes, and Poles at Facebook. So here we go with the cold and snow. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to get very much, but I bet you they're going to start looking at their shovels. So here we go. Um, did it not want to play?
Happy Monday.
There
Here's
we
a look
go.
at your national forecast and starting with the Northeast. Well, you're going to have a chilly
No,
rain in the forecast today, courtesy of a front. So temperatures will
no. Did the freeze didn't want to play? Here we go.
Well, get ready for the coldest air of the
There we
season
go.
because it is here and it is going to make its way all the way down to the south. There's a look at freeze watches and warnings. Now, we're going to see temperatures over the next couple of days running about 15 to even 20 degrees below average. So, daytime highs today will be the coldest through the northern plains and the Midwest into the Tennessee Valley. This is where you're only going to really make it into the 40s and 50s today for daytime highs. Now, Tuesday morning, here's the real cold stuff that goes all the way
Yikes.
down to the south. We have teens through the northern plains. That will be what you're waking up to. Down to the south, you'll wake up to temperatures in the 30s. So, for a lot of you, this will be your first frost and potential freeze of the season. Wednesday morning, Huntsville, you're looking at 29 degrees. That's your morning low. So this is some very cold stuff. Now it's temporary. By the end of the week, those temperatures will slowly start to rebound and into next week. A lot of you could even be looking at above average temperatures.
DB, you said you're looking at a low of 60. Now, is that a normal or is that abnormal? Now, I believe this is what I've learned over the past is it is due to volcanoes. Now, we have had quite a few blow. A Stromboli one, the Katmal, and over one in Japan. Now, if that hits the jet stream, we're going to have a little bit of cover, but wait till you hear what Bill Gates wants to do. Um, it's normal, yeah. That's that's what I'm thinking is we're not well. This freeze for us isn't normal. This is odd, but when I seen the volcanoes and three of them, usually that means 10 degrees a little cooler. Um, and here, let me pull this one up for you guys so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. So you'll be seeing more of this. Let's see if I can pull this up a little bit. Aha, this one works better than the earthquake map. Okay, these are the ones that we all have to worry about as the ones here. Now, this one's orange, and they have got a watch on it. It's the Aleutian Islands, and it's the Great Asitkin. They also have another one on Palaf, Pava, Dutton. Actually, the name is Dutton, and they say it's normal, but there is a watch. Wait a minute, I didn't get the right one. Come on now. Uh, yeah, Pavlov. There's a watch on it. Now, the yellow one is another one. There's an advisory of earthquake. Not earthquakes definitely through there, but there is a volcanic advisory that's going on for that one, as well as the one down in, oh boy, Karen, where are you when I need these names? Simsasopopocopany, I think is the name of it. There's one called Cleveland down there too. Um, and these, now the few of these that they're watching, some of them have been smoking. And then let's see if I can go down. Now you could see Mauna Loa, there is a watch on it also. Um, but the rest of them, I think they're pretty just clear. You can see all of them that are lined up on the West Coast. Then it shows Yellowstone. They say it's normal. Uh, and I thought I would bring this up so you guys got a better idea. Now, right along, just above Fiji, there's a line of them, but all of them are pretty much white. So we're not in watch of those. The ones they're really watching are Mauna Loa and the ones up on the Aleutian Islands. So that kind of gives you an idea of where these volcanoes are at. Now, if we go down, um, into South America, you could see nothing is really going. But they've got one in El Salvador and Guatemala that continuously blow. Um, and I don't really think. I wonder if they got it one for. Let me see. Oh, it's not going to take me over. Yeah, it is. Um, and see, it don't even have any of the ones listed for over in Europe. So I might have to rearrange and make my settings a little better for you guys. Because I want to keep an eye on this, because I really do think we're going to have not only a stronger earthquake, but I think we are going to end up with maybe a good sized volcano that will blow. I'm thinking the Aleutians. Um, so now, as we look at this, um, one just hit in Chitina, Alaska, and it was only a 2.9. Now everything's kind of building up. They had a stronger one down in Palca, Peru, which is a 5.2. We had a few over another 5.1 in Indonesia in Amahahe, and let's see, there's one here. Gorontalo, Indonesia, 5.0. We're going up towards Taiwan. Hinchin, that was a 5.0. It looks like China even got one in Xinjiang, 4.7. Now, the ones for South America, Palca, Peru, that was a 5.2. There was a cluster right around um, Puerto Rico and the islands. And this one here was a 4.2. Now, the ones up in the States, Stanley, Idaho, that's one that it seems to be hit a lot with, they range from 1.9 to about a 4. And this one here for today was a 3.3. There was only 41 earthquakes across the globe today. So that's kind of light since they've been very heavy. Now, let me close that out. Over in Iceland, now we were saying maybe Iceland last week might get one. It was only a 4.5. And as we look over, this is an odd one in Yemen. Uh, Hadayat Day was a 4.4. So we had one down south of Africa, a 4.7. And normally we don't get them around Africa. And most of them have been staying around the Ring of Fire. When I brought up the globe, I didn't see the ones and two making a very big difference. Dutch Sense did have a show today, and it was about a town he mentioned with and how the Mississippi is going down, but at the same time, we're having rising seabed levels, which for some reason, uh, he's talking about some island or a mountain that's actually rising from the ground. Um, well, what is too big and he raises a fuss? Huh. Um, Good evening, Miss Linda. So um, we got that, and we got the cold, and now this other thing here. This was kind of interesting because a lot of us we get so tired of our jack o' lanterns turning into a pile of yuck. And after you cut them, they're just no good. A lot of us draw on them and we throw them on our porch until we're ready, and then we uh, we cut it right before Halloween or the night before. Uh, and this year, I was surprised that the Weather Channel came out with some tips and ideas. So here we go, and then we're going to move on. Oh, and that's a bear. Isn't he a cute bear? And it wasn't the winning bear. The only thing is, if I show it to you, I'm going to get a copyright. I didn't catch it in time. So hopefully that helped you with your pumpkins. Um, Poor bear, and they had to take him out. He was a trouble bear. He took a nap in the wrong place, so they had to relocate him. And this is happening a lot. The bears are getting full. They're scavenging in the local parks, and they're finding it's still warm out, and they're just gonna cozy up right close to the people. And of course, they don't allow them to hibernate like that, so they do move the bears. All right, so um, um, bakers create a giant Star Wars pan solo, and it's made from dough. And this is Hannah Provon, a co-owner of One House Bakery in Benicia, California. She teamed up with her mother, the co-owner, Catherine, to create a Star Wars treat fans will love. The pair creates their fantastical sculptures for the annual downtown Benicia Main Street Scarecrow contest. The mom and daughter duo started preparing 3 months in advance. Then they turned their targeting computers and 3 weeks before the holiday for the last few weeks. And the two worked at the bakery by day and on Pan Solo each night. Um, and they're hoping, they're very excited. They say social media users express their excitement over their breaded creation. So it is bread. Now I know you guys want to see what this looks like, and I guess it's when he was kind of stuck. There it is, and they did a pretty good job on it. I really do, and then you get a good close up of it. It really does look like Han Solo. Um, and this is something they do, like I've told you last week, the Bay Area around San Francisco, they always have these contests, these harvest festivals, different festivals, olive. Just, I mean, it's the Almond Festival was one I used to go to. Almonds, big time. Peach Festival, that was a little bit down south. And I loved it. I find that a lot out here too. They do a lot of fall harvest festivals out here too. All right, so we're going to move on. Air travel controversy. Um, this is the newest pet peeve, so don't do it. They are getting, they say 80%, 80 to 90% of people complaining that the person in front of them put their seat back. Don't do it. No. Uh-uh. It's rude, they say. They're going to slap you on the top of your head. I don't know about that, but um, they said it's starting fights, actually fights. They say they could see their head. They don't like what the top of their heads look like, and sometimes it's disgusting. And um, well, they did. They have had in this article. It did say that someone did hit someone on the top of the head. So I was right. Um, they are. It just means that it's rude, and they have not only that but far less space. Now, what about you? In the that are watching, put it down in the comments. Is it rude for the person in front of you to lean their seat back? Or have you leaned your seat back and made someone mad behind you? Now, I always say put the family members behind you, and then you don't got to worry about it. But then you would have to turn around and talk to them the whole time. Uh, no, we rode with a big family one time, and that's the only time I've put my seat back. I usually don't do it. I usually try to grab the window seat, and I'm scared of heights. But I find the window seat, I take a little travel pillow, and it fits in that little hole where the window's at really well. And I sleep sitting up really good. You would believe how well I sleep sitting up. So, no, don't do it no more. No putting your seat back. It's shame on you, they say. All right, no more. They say it's basically both sides of an issue. You go for it, your seat, and you paid for it. And some say, nope, it's equal passion. And they say it is more respectful to turn around and nicely ask, can I put my seat back? Ah, but do people think about that? No, I don't think so. All right. Pennsylvania man finds a rare purple pearl inside a clam at a Delaware restaurant. Huh. This is very rare. You don't usually find this. A Pennsylvania man got a little something extra in his meal while he was on vacation. Scott Overland in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. It was in Pennsylvania. Karen, go eat clams. Give me a pearl. Um, it was reported by his family at the Salt Air Restaurant in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. He found a purple pearl in his order of clams at the dinner. And he said at the end of the dish, he felt something hard and crunchy. And he spit it out and he looked, and lo and behold, a very beautiful purple pearl. There it is. That would be awesome. I think that would be awesome to find a purple pearl. So of course they put them on the news, and they cleaned up the clam for him, and they cleaned up the little pearl and weighed it and measured it out and made sure it was for real, and the restaurant wasn't trying to fool somebody. All right, Missouri. A Missouri woman catches a rare golden crappie. Now, I fish, folks, and to catch a golden crappie is very, very rare. Those are the ones, if you have a fresh fish aquarium at home, a lot of people would rather have the tropical, but this would be one to put in and save. I wouldn't kill it, but I don't know if I could let this thing go. I think I would go home and create an aquarium. Is a very pretty little fish. For those that fish, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of gentlemen out there that crappie fish, and they'll say, no, you don't see these gold ones. Um, the Missouri Department of Fish and Game and Conservation, they shared this picture. And the department said the vibrant golden color is caused by a genetic condition called ansiosclerotism, and it causes yellow or orange pigmentation in animals, similar to like an albino fish, except for it's not white. Uh, so they have been sharing it, and they said Holly Haddon, it was her fish, and she caught the golden crappie. So she didn't get the golden ticket; she got the golden crappie, and the man before got the pearl. A lot of fines today. Uh, so Linda? Here you go. You and your dog probably have the same personality. Well, mine don't mind, and I mind. Mine's is, I posted uh, one of them jokes things that said, I went to Match.com and asked for something tall, dark, and handsome, and likes to watch TV, and it shows this great big dog. Serious, that's how I feel. I went to Dog Match.com or Doggy Match or whatever that pet whatever place, and pets.com, I think is what it is. And this is where I found my pooch. And yeah, she's up there and she looks down on me, but we don't jive. Yeah, we went rounds last night. Yep, we went rounds. So, if what would you consider yourself extroverted or agreeable, open, conscious, neurotic, um, or even very lovable or compassionate or emotional? You could have the same type of dog. According to a new study performed by the Kennel Club, which ranked over 1,500 dogs and dog owners, people are most likely to pick a pet with the personality traits that mirror their own values and the way they feel. They said even some try to look like their dogs. No, let's not go there. No, don't, Linda, don't dress up like your dog. Don't color your skin brown and white. No. Risk takers are most likely to have whippets. Those with positive outlooks on life tend to have golden retrievers. Organized individuals have miniature schnauzers. Agreeable extroverts have Pomeranians. People who suffered or affectionately had friendly Staffordshire Bull Terriers, Jack Russell Terriers, or the Terrier type of breed. Those that are caring and loving tend to pick terriers also. Um, Most people surveyed did have compatibility before choosing their dog, and 88% of the participants said that the work did pay off, and they did understand their pet a little bit better, and that now they find it's a perfect match to their personality and their lifestyle. Each breed has distinct characteristics and care and how they want to be treated and how they treat you. If you're lovable, they'll be lovable right back. All right. And they say, yeah, some personalities that match their own character, they show um, that maybe dogs, they say doggy birds or whatever of a feather really do flock together. It doesn't say anything about beagles, Miss Linda. They just said those few, the whippets, the retrievers, schnauzers, Pomeranians. I would go since um, this came. Let's see, the Kennel Club did it, and the pet with personality traits that mirror their own. It said Earth.com reported that. So check with Earth.com or go to the Kennel Club and see if and type it in their search. See if there's something on compatibility, or just run dogs and compatibility through your Google. Um, sometimes it does help. So, all right, we're going to move. Oh, well, we're already to the funny list. Boys went quick today. Um, um, I did want. There is two stories coming up on the news, and maybe I'll go ahead and quickly pull them up because these are really they concern me. Um, um, I just never thought that this might happen. Um, this was back on the, let's see, it was the 10th through they said the 15th because they're still washing up. Mystery, they're white hand grenades that are washing up on the beach. Um, and beachgoers, this is the coast of Oregon, and I've even, they said around Newport, and they said even down to the northern beaches of California, keep finding these grenades. Um, and I don't have a way for you guys to see it. Um, but these are white grenades, and it says warning explosive. Well, let me see. I'm going to try this. Um, let's see if I can get this up for you guys over on my other screen. Um, this was very concerning to me. I mean, I don't live out there, but what about somebody that does? You know, there it is. This is what's washing up, and they said by the hundreds. In the report I have. And so this grenade, let me finish reading this. Um, they had to call the bomb squad, was called to the scene, and it's also been reported by CNN. But now, what I'm hearing from people out, my sources, or I should say, family members and friends that live out there on the coast, they're saying this is a hand grenade, an M116A, which is an explosive, but not built as a death dealing device, they say. It's used to simulate a flash and the sound of a grenade for training purposes without putting people at risks. So it's a training device. And they said, but they are warning the public, don't touch them because they are basically grenades. And they said they don't know how they wound up in the ocean. They said that military train in U.S. coastal waters, and occasionally they do have some of their equipment wash up on shore, but they have never seen the grenades wash up on shore. Um, What William's perspective on this? Well, Wednesday I'll bring this back up, Linda, and I'll save this article and we can go over. But they're saying, I don't like it when government officials say, "Oh, it's only a flashbang. Don't worry about it." Um, and then at the same time, they're saying, "Well, don't touch it because it'll explode." It's either one or the other. Either it's really dangerous, uh, and leave it alone, or and you should, but don't be telling people it's a flashbang, because you know what teenagers will do. They'll dare one another. I mean, they eat Tide Pods. They'll dare each other to go get one. And so now they're closing off the beaches that they're washing up on. Now, the other thing that was a big concern of um, that I found this morning that I'm not hearing in the news um, is uh, radioactive waste in a Missouri elementary school. Now, where is this in the news, folks? And I'm going to do this on my news report too, because I think this is very important. And what it was is during World War II, according to the news reports, an environmental investigation that has been done, they said this is a nuclear waste. And it was a storage facility that was underground, and they just went ahead and built a school over the top of it. Now, who the heck does that? Someone needs to be responsible for this because the kids start getting sick. And the waste was dumped at sites near the St. Louis Lambert International Airport, next to the creek that flows to the Missouri River. This is why this upset me so bad. And they've been cleaning up the creek for more than 20 years. Well, and then now they've taken 300 samples by the school, and the most recent report included samples taken from Jenna's library and the kitchen and classrooms, and they're having levels of radioactive isotopes, um, lead, polonium, radium, and other toxins that were in far in excess. And what Boston Chemicals uh, basically said the school has found to be contaminated. They just now found it. Where's the news on this? Boy, and William's right. I try to find stuff that you're not going to hear on the news, even your local. I don't know if Missouri and this town had it. They probably did. But this is something that people need to be aware of, because back in World War II, folks, and maybe even William will take this one on Wednesday. Um, we dumped, and we still do. We still store nuclear waste, and we need to know where it's at. And there needs to be nothing next to it, a stream or a city. It needs to be out in the middle of nowhere. Well, we could put solar panels over the top of it or something. This is just dangerous. This is, and for these kids, the kids were getting sick, the teachers, the faculty, everybody started getting sick, and they didn't know why. This causes irreversible sickness, cancers, deformities. Yeah, Linda. That my words exactly. Um, oh my God. Oh my God. So, and I thought I'd bring that to you. I know I don't do news on here, but I thought I'd bring that to you today. So now I'm just going to go to the funny things. We need a little laughter right now after, oh my God, the things our government does and behind our backs, or in secrecy. And we just don't know. How much you want to bet that site is considered classified? It's one of them classified things that, maybe some presidents that they do get a hold of these things and they declassify it, stuff like this. So we know what's going on in our country. All right. This is state mottos. Alabama, at least we're not in Mississippi. And I did these quite at the very beginning of the list, I believe. Alaska, 11,000 Eskimos can't be wrong. Uh, Arizona, here you go, DB. Dehydrated Dehydrific. Dehydrific. Arkansas. Literacy ain't everything. That's a fact, Jack. Yeah, I live here. I know about that. Yeah, uh-huh. You can hear the dueling banjos up north. Dee 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 dee. I've seen them. They're scary. If you think the zombies are bad, wait till you see these guys. Like the one on Deliverance, the kid with the little banjo, and the guy that wanted everybody to squeal. Yeah, they got, and they tell you to turn your car around, and you just don't drive down their road. And you're like, okay. And I swear that you can hear dueling banjos. I think it automatically plays on your radio when these people step out. Okay. Anyway, California, as seen on TV. Colorado, if you don't ski, don't bother. Um, Florida, ask us about our grandkids. Georgia, we put the fun in fundamentalist extremism. Yeah. Hawaii. Haka Tiki Mo Sha Mi Liki Toro. That is death to mainland scum, but leave your money. Yikes. Okay. Now I hope I didn't jinx myself with saying that little ditty there. Idaho. More than want me to read that one again. It says death to mainland scum, but leave your money is what Haka Tiki Mo Shami Liki Toru. Okay. I might need to, I don't know, rub the tiki. I don't know. Uh, I'm taking everything that looks like Hawaii, I'm sending it back. Even Alaska. I don't know. I got some Indian dolls here. I don't know. I might see if they're made in Hawaii. Scary. All right, Idaho, more than just potatoes. Well, okay, we're not, but the potatoes sure are real good. Illinois, the gateway to Iowa. Okay, Iowa, land of James T. Kirk. It really? And I'm a Trekkie, huh? Yeah, I think he was from Iowa. All right, Kansas, the first rectangle state. Kentucky, 5 million people, 15 last names. Is that true, Kentucky? Uh, 5 million people and 15 last name. Who? Uh, James T. Kirk and for Iowa. I, I forgot. I always get the other show mixed up with Whoopi in it with that guy because he always talked about his homeland too. So, all right, Maine, cheap lobster. Maryland, a thinking man's Delaware. Massachusetts, our taxes are lower than Sweden's for most tax brackets. Uh, Michigan, the first line of defense from the Canadians. Minnesota, for sale. Mississippi, come feel better about your own state. Well, Mississippi's pretty cool. I like Mississippi. Missouri, your federal flood relief tax dollars at work. Not no more, not when the Mississippi's drying up. And they keep finding weird stuff under schools. Montana, land of the big sky and the Unabomber and very little else. Nebraska, ask about our state motto contest. Nevada, ooh, prostitutes and poker. Okay. New Hampshire, go away and leave us alone. I don't think it lists them all. New Mexico, lizards make excellent pets. New York, you have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney. North Carolina, tobacco is a vegetable. North Dakota, we've got dinosaur bones. Yeah, they're dinosaur bones. Ohio, don't judge us by Cleveland. Oklahoma, uh, like the play, only no singing. Oregon, spotted owl, what's for dinner? Oh, it's what's for dinner. Uh, Pennsylvania, cook with coal. Rhode Island, we're not really an island. South Carolina, remember the Civil War? We didn't actually surrender. South Dakota, closer than North Dakota. Uh, ed- Tennessee is the education state. Yep, education state. Okay. Texas, si hablo inglés. Okay, thank goodness I knew how to pronounce that one, huh? I learned most of my Spanish from Cheech and Chong in the 70s. I know you don't say Bendeco or Bendeco in a crowd in LA. Um, I probably just made a whole bunch of Mexicans mad at me. That's what we called them. You know, well, you know that we called them all kinds of stuff, but at least we weren't like Jill and called them tacos. How rude. Whatever happened to the Frito guy? The Frito Bandito. What happened to him? Why? Why take him away? He wasn't harming nothing. He liked Fritos corn chips. And they were it was racist. And they had to take him away. All right, we'll get off of the Spanish stuff. All right, I'm going to get hate mail, and they're going to give me a strike. I know it. Um, Virginia, who says government stiffs and slack jaws yokels don't mix? Okay, I guess they do. Washington, we are overrun by nerds and slackers. There you go, William. That's the problem with Washington. Um, Washington, D.C., want to be a mayor. Yeah, yeah, they need a mayor in Washington, D.C. They need lots of mayors. West Virginia, one big happy family, really. Wisconsin, come cut our cheese. And Wyoming, why not? Why not? All right, so um, a Star Trek festival. Now that you mention it, Linda, I said I was a Trekkie fan. I used to go to all the Star Trek conventions in Sacramento, and I got to meet Kirk and Uhura and um, um, Chekhov, Leonard Nimoy. That was a good one that I got to meet. Uh, Captain Kirk was kind of hard to get to, but the rest of them, even Leonard Nimoy, was easier to get to. And I collected tribbles. I don't know if you guys remember the tribble episode, but my sister, I don't even know what she did with them, but I had 4 or 5 tribbles. And that was like one of the favorite shows of mine, Star Trek. But yeah, I used to go to all the Star Trek conventions, and I was a nerd. Yes, I know I was a nerd. But I didn't wear the nerdy glasses, and I didn't wear the high pants. You know that they said looked like you were in floods. No, I didn't. I didn't do that. I just like stayed at the cool spot at Smoker's Corner and just hung out and acted good. Tried to. So you guys are, what I'm going to have to do is bring my friend Becky on and have us reminisce about high school now. And I had to go through the riots, folks. Um, when Martin Luther King's birthday came up, the March was always Black History Month, and we weren't allowed to go to school. They wouldn't let us. And they were very angry. They were very mad. Um, but once March got done, we were all okay again. I don't, I can't explain it. There was those few though that we had those gangs where if you went to walk down the hall where your classroom was and they were all gathered there, you weren't allowed to walk that way. There was sometimes they came up and took your money in the snack bar line. There was just nothing you could do about it. But very rarely did that happen. But I do have to say that um, during one of the one of the riots, um, my brother-in-law and his brother got beat up pretty bad. One of them, they decided to leave the high school. They were going to go down and beat up elementary school kids. Another one, I was going to escape from class because I knew they were coming and I didn't want to be stuck in the classroom when they got in there because there's 20 students and 50 to 100 would pile in. And it wasn't just the school. They did um We ended up stuck at Albertsons one time in the frozen food section, in the coolers, because they stormed, about 300 stormed the store, and they were just looking for people to beat up. And so one time when I escaped from class, I got halfway down one of the halls, and one of the girls that used to be called a rake. It just had the few little for the comb, and they used to stick it in their afros. Well, she took that and she put it right through this girl's face. Um, I think it was eyes. I didn't look long enough, but I just ran to the bathroom, and then I tucked my feet up because I heard someone come in. And unfortunately, I left my purse. They grabbed my purse. They didn't try to open well, they tried, but I had it locked, the stall door. Um, they took my makeup, my hairbrush, and my perfume, and they pushed everything back out, my purse. It was a rabbit fur purse, and I had money in my wallet. They didn't take my money, and I they just took my makeup. I think that's all they were looking for, I guess, was makeup. And then I heard them leave. I waited a while, and then I made a quick, fast run to the office. So so I lived through the riots, folks, and it wasn't fun. Do I hold anything against African Americans? No, no, I don't. I some of I have one that is. I went to my senior ball with a man named Edgar Smith. He was African American. Had a close friend named Vincent. Still good friends with him. I have like an adopted son, Kenneth, and he has 5 kids and African American. So I don't have a problem with them. I just have a problem with people being mad and like some of these riots and these protests we see, because it's all color. It's not one color, it's all colors. And it's just an anger. And these are the people that are just wrong. So, anyway, I have to get ready for the next show where we have world news. And boy, I got some good news today. Uh, Very intense news. And so, if that's what you're waiting for, come on back in about 10 minutes and I will have the world news. And so if you guys like the weather and lifestyle news show, come on back tomorrow morning. We'll be here tomorrow morning, tomorrow evening. Linda, I'm going to and Mary, I'll get used to this. I'm so used to doing mornings that I'm getting used to doing the evening stuff. Come on back tomorrow evening. Hit the subscribe, hit the like button. Likes always help us get recognized on the mainstream. Uh, and also over there on Facebook, hit follow and the like. And enjoy the Facebook page. I've been putting quite a bit on there. So we will be back in about 10 minutes. And you all have a wonderful Monday at the start of a new week. And I think it's going to be a good week. And be sure to put your plants in and not let them get frozen. So God bless, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.